Hi, this is Linda G. Robert, your solution lady, your coach, and your teacher with another quick video. I want to talk about friends and relatives. I had a disturbing phone call from my father the other night. Now he's in his 80s, and the information he was sharing on the telephone seemed to be a bit distorted. It seemed to be untrue. But yet, in his mind, he was truly, truly believing it. And he went on and on and on to talk about this. And I tried to talk with him, but he wasn't listening at all. And so I stayed on the phone for a few minutes and tried to talk, but again, not listening at all. I decided about several minutes after, into the call, to hang up. Now, I told him I was going to be hanging up now, and I hung up. The reason I hung up was because no matter what I was thinking in my mind, no matter if I thought that this was not true, that my father was exaggerating, and so on, it was actually, wouldn't have made a difference for me to tell him that, because he had already made up his mind. And he wasn't in a position to change his mind, nor was he seemingly in a position to listen to what I wanted to say. And I felt myself getting more and more frustrated. Now, I could have continued being on the phone and gotten more frustrated and yelled with him and so on. But I chose to hang up the phone because I needed to take a moment to breathe. I just didn't want to continue the conversation with him, and I knew that my father wasn't well at that time. So I had to let it go. I had to hang up the phone and just let it go. And then I did a little prayer. I asked God to take care of my father and to help him with this current situation. Now, I have another friend who's also not well, and I know that she's not well because she repeats things from the past. She'll often not remember what I've said. She'll often ask me to do things when she knows that I can't. And so I do my best to listen to her, and sometimes I do repeat information. But at the same time, I need to be mindful of my energy. Now, it could be easy for some people to give a lot of their energy to people who aren't well, people who aren't making any sense, people who like to argue, people who like to fight. It is easy for some people to do that. And if you are an individual who could easily get into an argument with a friend or a relative, I want you to think of how that makes you feel. Now, for me, it feels terrible. How does that make you feel? What kind of thoughts are you actually having in your mind? Most of the time what happens is the thoughts continue even after the argument, and you continue having an argument in your mind, and your body will tell you in one way or the other that this situation isn't a good situation for you. Mindfulness will help you to identify the senses that you're feeling in your body following an argument. So it's helpful to do some mindfulness. But I'm going to suggest too that you start paying attention to the ideas, to the thoughts, to the sensations you have in your body, and ask yourself, is this a feeling, a sensation, a thought that I welcome in my body? Now, oftentimes, these are the stories that we carry on. These are the feelings and the thoughts that we have because this is part of our lifestyle. It's part of our history. This is how we've become. We've become maybe an angry person, or we've become a person that thinks negatively and that feels these negative sensations in our body. So you might not be able to tell the difference, and it might only be through mindfulness and sometimes through therapy that you're able to see the difference between feeling tense and angry and feeling quite at peace and feeling serene. Mindfulness will help you feel more serene. Now, it takes time feel serene. It takes practice, mindfulness practice, to feel that sense of sereneness. So at some point, it becomes a choice to either feel that angry sensations, those angry sensations, or to feel serene. And then it becomes a choice of whether you want to continue having those type of discussions or simply set a boundary and say, I've only got a couple of minutes to talk about this and then I have to go, or I don't want to get into this with you. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hang up. Some type of boundary that you follow through on to protect yourself, to, in a sense, help yourself from feeling better. Because if you continue to listen to negativity and to feel negativity, you will be sick. You'll become sick. And you might already be sick now if you notice this. So it's not a bad thing to say no to those friends or family members. It's actually a healthy choice to say no. I'm not going to get into this with you. Please call me later, or I'll call you later. Or this isn't a good time to get into this. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about this. And then if they continue, say, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hang up now. So this is practicing assertiveness skills. Oftentimes, these skills of being assertive are helpful, as opposed to hostility, aggressive communication, or even passive-aggressive communication or passive communication will eventually get you sick. Now, this isn't easy. It takes practice. And if you need some support with this, you want to make some changes, I suggest first that you start journaling about it. Start journaling. Notice what thoughts are coming out of your mind. And when you take a little step back, you'll go, wow, was that ever negative? I also suggest you do some mindfulness meditation. I have another video on mindfulness meditation. You can also follow me on YouTube to see some of the other videos that I have. And you might also get the support of a coach or perhaps even a therapist or a counselor. So if you want more information on my services, how I can support you, help you become a different person, help you find the solutions to connect to your life, please go to my website at www.lindagRobert.com. You can also send me an email at linda@lindagrobert.com. It would be my pleasure to help you gain a bit more clarity and to gain a bit more peacefulness. We could practice mindfulness together. We could have a conversation around how you could make those changes in your life. I hope to see you soon, and I will talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.